Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to give you a quick update on my potatoes. It's been about 2 weeks since I gave you an update. They're coming up pretty well. I waited a few days to cover them. They're looking like this, and they're supposed to cover them right away, but I need something to show you guys. Because I keep covering it and covering it and covering it. And see right there. They're all coming up kind of at different stages. And once they're coming up like this, since they're so close to this, what I'm doing is I'm tucking these back a little, pushing them in a little bit, and then putting some straw behind the root, or behind the stem, so it gets away from this wood, and then you can, then the potatoes will grow on that side too. So I've been putting some on, against the wood, keep it up against, away from the wood. So there's all those. They're coming up really well. Here's part of what I'm going to put on there. I've been doing layers of hay, grass, and then I've been throwing in some just handfuls of dirt and stuff over the top of them a little bit too. Let's see. Onions are doing real well. My beans, those are doing okay, but I wish more of them had come up by now. We got 2 more rows over here on this side. I don't know if you can see here and here. I need to come out here and weed bad. This is part of the garden that wasn't a garden last year, and you can tell exactly where the garden was last year because you don't see any grass. But I got some of my heirloom tomatoes and heirloom peppers planted. This one's blown up in the past week. So those are all doing okay. I haven't really paid attention to the tomato plants this year much, but I'll probably come out here a little later and prune a little. Other than that, I'm just waiting on some of these beans to come up on this side, and then we got cabbage coming up here, and over here, you can't really see it that well. I need to really get down there and weed that better. But then we got radishes, more onions down there, and then 2 different kinds of lettuce. And here are my cucumbers. They're blowing up pretty well. They should start, the weather's getting real warm now, so I think the garden will probably blow up pretty well. Start doing real good in the next couple weeks. At least I'm hoping. We're supposed to get some rain. Alright, so then I'm going to take you over here. I showed my raspberry bushes before. My back fence has raspberry bushes. I think the count this year is around 35 bushes. I planted I want to say 10 extra ones. So you can see one here, here, and here. This is on the left fence, and I transplanted those from a lady's yard. She's moving out of her house, and she's not going to do anything with her raspberry bushes. She got an area cleared, kind of like the story behind my fence, where I cleared it all up, but there's a section of her yard she cleared up a couple years ago, and there were some raspberry bushes coming up, big brambles that were at least 10 years old, but I don't know if you can see how thick that one is. They should start blowing up too, and this hot weather coming at us. And then it finishes up. You can't really tell too much, but it's all up and down there. And then I'll take you over here. I was working over here about a week earlier in the week, trying to get this area of the yard cleaned up a little better. Here's my grapevine, and it's actually blown up ridiculous for the past a week or so. You can see all the new growth on it. And hopefully it didn't do very well last year because I had just trimmed it down. Let's see. I don't even know what, I'm going to have to look up what rhubarb looks like when it starts coming up. I don't want to accidentally pull the damn stuff. And then over here, here's some more raspberries, but in the corner. And then there's two small ones right there that are started. And over here we go to where I've planted some muskmelon and watermelon. Here's a watermelon that did good after I planted them, and then I had to replant some of the other ones because they weren't coming up. Some of this is kind of overgrown with some stuff, but it'll work just fine, especially since we don't use this area of the yard much. So that's that. And then here's another raspberry bush over here. You can see all the new growth on it right here. And this is going to make a lot of raspberries this year. I'm trying to get most of that other back row and part of the right side now that I planted a crap load more of these raspberry bushes. And you can't really tell, sort of tell right there. But yeah, I got some other ones that started on their own too here. So that's how things are going today. Hopefully I can get everything going good and start picking beans and stuff soon. But in the meantime, I gotta get these potatoes covered up because I waited a day to show you guys to cover them. So give you one last little look down there. See how they're coming up along the edges and stuff. So until then, guys, you guys have a good one and take care. Bye.